Our team ranges from 1st to 3rd year members and we have fun learning together.
Our goals for this year were to have fun, learn more about programming, and keep better track of our records and data.
We're most proud of helping our new members learning how to program. We're still working on line following, and thank you for the opportunity to present to you today.
Now we'd like to present you our project.
I'm a little trash can, short and round. Here comes the wind to blow me around.
Trash and recycle containers are a necessity for homes, but the one can cause problems on collection days. Wind blows all around central Ohio, which helped define our focus on neighborhood community spaces.
Tipped over trash containers due to wind, container lids blown open, and containers without a lid lead to trash being blown around neighborhoods. These three problems cause increased pollution and are dangerous for the environment. To help define our problem, we completed a community survey that showed 60% of respondents that have had their trash scattered by the wind.
According to Wagner, in 2015, wind contributed to litter from open-topped containers and overfilled containers. The Ohio EPA also identified household trash as one of the 7 main contributors of litter. This household litter can also make its way into our waterways.
Looking at current solutions to this windy problem, we found that it's an issue across the United States. Many solutions involved education from trash agencies on when to place the trash at the curb and ensure the lid is tight. Homemade weights from wood and other materials was also another popular solution.
We also found a variety of straps on sale for the internet. Most of these straps involve bungee cords or latching straps that went across the top of the lids. The major concern with these types of straps was that they were not compatible with automated trash trucks because the latches had to be undone by a person.
To solve these windy problems, our team would like to introduce a 3-part trash stand system. The first part of the system is the lid lock. The lid lock consists of 2 adhesive weather-resistant discs with rubber straps. The first disc attaches to the lid and the other attaches to the side on which the lid opens. The straps connect near the lid with a magnetic latch. This magnetic latch holds the lid down against the wind but releases with the weight of the trash as it is dumped into the truck.
The second part of the system is the container lid. These weights stick to the inside bottom of the trash can. We propose to make the weights from ground rubber tire. The ground rubber would then be formed into flat bricks with an adhesive on one side. The bricks would add weight to the bottom of the trash can to increase stability in the wind. We are still testing this solution to find the least amount of weight to keep the trash can in place on windy days. We are hoping to find a facility with a wind tunnel so we can measure the wind speed.
The final part of the system is the open recycle container cover. This retractable cover attaches to the long side of the container and 2 adhesive magnets are attached to the other side. After the recyclables are placed in the bin, the retractable cover can be pulled over the top and be held in place by the cover's magnetic edge.
We presented our solutions to community members, city officials, and other teams at the Dublin Project Showcase. We also contacted Ann Gray at the Rumpke Recycling and gave a quick summary of our solutions through email. Through these presentations, we need to consider the impact on the efficiency of collection, the durability of our solutions, and the impact on the allowable maximum weight of the containers. By using the trash stand system, we hope to reduce litter throughout neighborhoods and communities so our trash cans can sing a new song.
I'm a little trash can, short and round, standing firm with my lid held down.
Nice. Very well done presentation. Thank you, guys.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, sure. So how did you guys decide on this one? That this is the problem you guys want to solve?
So basically, we had like a lot of ideas, but we came to a conclusion that the problem of litter and like trash like spreading everywhere is like a really big problem, not just in Dublin, but like in a lot of other places. So we thought this would be like the most helpful idea.
So we first thought of this one, and then after that we like thought of recycling too. That some neighborhoods and communities they only have like open recycling containers, and the trash like recyclables they'll like go out everywhere. So that's why we created this. So it'll just stay put.
I think we kind of decided on this topic because we all like related to each other as in our neighborhoods. We every day, like every trash day, like we always see trash cans blown over and open on the road.
Since our last competition, we decided that like some trash cans don't have these types of hinges, so we have like this as. You want to explain it?
It will basically create a hinge over trash cans that are just you can take the lid off.
Oh, okay, when the lid is kind of separate, there is no.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So
that's
like it will create a hinge and it will kind of be like this.
Great, great. And in the beginning, there was something about, we're trying to not have somebody open it, like a person open it. So does this work without even a person opening it?
Yeah, because the weight of the there's like the trash is in there and it's like an automated truck that's dumping the trash into the truck. The latch is strong enough to hold it down against the wind, but it's not strong enough to hold down the weight of the trash because that's.
Oh, so the moment you tilt it, it automatically opens?
It's like when you just go like that, it will
Right, right.
all the weight will be pushed out.
That's cool, that's great.
So if I own a trash can and I wanna install your system, do you know how much it's gonna cost me to buy it?
We're still working on the actual amount, but we are estimating around $60 to $50.
Okay.
We're still researching for this part because we're trying to get one like that's weather resistant so it doesn't rust on the inside.
Oh, that's a good
Like,
idea.
Yeah, so that will probably cost more.
Okay.
So yeah, we're still researching.
Actually, our magnets are like weatherproof, so we're trying to like kind of. This is like obviously a model, but like if we were to make it in real life, we would obviously have like more weatherproof things and like kind of like stronger material.
Have you thought about how you wanna distribute this out to people? Is everyone who owns a trash can gonna need to buy one, or would maybe Rumpke or some other agency buy them and install them?
I think we're still deciding on that.
Okay.
So when you guys are doing the research, like, is there anything that you could share as to some cool stuff that you referred to, or anything that was interesting that came up during the research? Did you guys all do that, or some certain people were doing that?
We actually had a survey for this problem.
Okay.
We actually like put it on kind of like a group kind of thing online.
For the neighborhood group? Or?
Yeah, a neighborhood group.
Great.
And people would answer if they had a trash can or if they just put their bag out, and if they had like a trash can connected with a hinge, and we kind of collected that data to like do this.
Okay. So how many people responded to the survey, do you remember, approximately? Was it like more than 10 or more than 50 or?
More than 10.
Okay.
I think a little bit less than 50, but
Okay.
a lot of people.
Did you have more questions about the project?
No, not really. I think this is really good.
Okay, in that case, I think we're ready to take a look at that awesome robot that's been sitting there. Thank you. It's a good idea. The trash has gotten blown out of the can before.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have like a small presentation to share with you about the robot.
Please go ahead.
We would like to introduce you to our robot Flash. Flash has been our robot since our team started 3 years ago. Like every season, Flash has had some design changes to meet our goals.
After reviewing the rules, the missions, and some brainstorming of how we might complete the missions, we discussed the basic design of Flash. We decided that we needed Flash to be a compact robot with a universal attachment that could be used for multiple missions. This helped meet the goal of fitting into the small inspection area.
One major change for our design this year was our wheels. We have always used a ball bearing wheel on the back of Flash for easy maneuverability. As we talked about possibly completing the bridge, we quickly found that the ball bearing wheel got stuck on the bridge. We decided to go with 2 small rubberized wheels on the back of Flash, but as we programmed, we realized that they limited the turning ability of Flash. We finally decided on 2 small plastic wheel hubs on the back of Flash. Based on what we learned from previous years, we also wanted a simple design and keep the cables out of the way of attachments and brakes. Our design allows all cables to pass under Flash's brake. After running the robot, we found it was front heavy, so we added a ball bearing in the upper back of the robot as a counterweight.
Our mission planning strategy gave us our ideas for our attachment. Looking at the mission, we realized some type of forklift attachment could be used to complete multiple missions. After mapping out potential robot runs, we decided our forklift would be best placed on the right side. The forks of our forklift are easily modified with different attachments for different missions. It also allows us to plan for adding future missions.
Our strategy focused on points and flexibility in missions. One example of this is programming the M12 design and build. This mission was completed in 3 separate programs, which allows our operators to have flexibility and helps with decision making in the robot game.
The program of Flash started with a focus on line following. One of our goals this season was to better understand the program of line following. Through the core value of cooperation and discovery, we worked with an experienced team to learn more about line following and the use of the color sensor. Now we would like to share with you a sample of our programs and our robot notebook.
To finish the crane mission, we decided to use 3 attachments. The first one is used to push the lever on the crane mission, which moves the crane mission. The second one attaches to a robot, and it's used to push the first one. The third attachment also attaches to a robot, and it pushes the blue block inside the circle on the grid. Everything she described the attachments doing, we do in 1 robot run. We have this program here.
Ooh, I love the little comments. I'll bet that made it easier to tell what was going
Yeah.
on.
You can see this got changed a lot.
Nice.
That's good. You kept track of it.
Yeah. We have a can I use this? 'Cause
Yes, absolutely. Please.
the program. It starts out. It just comes up here. Then it waits for a second because it comes up here, which immediately pushes that in there. That there, which gets it perfect. So there's a wait till it stops swinging for a couple seconds, and then the forklift goes up and down 3 times, which gives us a little bit more control of the drop and lets it stop swinging a little.
Okay.
Then after it's done that, which as long as the mission worked, it's stacked because of this mission.
Oh, all right.
It'll stack so it just goes like this.
Oh, neat. So the robot just drives into the crane and it does everything at once.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very
This
clever.
one. Yeah. Let me just go back to the.
Any other missions you would like to talk about?
I see a couple others in your notebook.
No, we didn't think we'd have time, but we can always.
Oh.
Yeah, I can show you.
Actually, we're doing
Yeah.
pretty good on the time.
We're doing very well. So did you guys break up the missions into little smaller groups?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We
each
paired
group-
someone up with a more advanced in programming,
So
like
our
the 3rd years,
elevator-
the 1st years.
Oh, very clever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So every group
Learn a lot.
worked on what they're doing and then we put it all together.
So
Okay.
what our elevator does is we programmed our elevator backbone to start in base. It pushes to 1 red, 1 tan block, and then it pushes them to here, and then it turns again, and then lines up with the elevator, and our robot has this thing on the crane, and then it just goes forward, knocking over the elevator.
Okay.
This is also our jig to line up our
In the base.
Yes. And for our blocks, we have this thing that's kind of strong, and we decide not to stack our blocks. And so we have, I think, a total of 26 stacks that we are planning to do. And a lot of them go in here, and we have our innovation model.
And then our last one is the swing, and then the bridge. So what we do here is we launch the base, we line
Using this
follow
jig.
all the way up to the bridge, we turn, we take out the swing, and then turn around and then go up the bridge.
And for this program, we use line following, which is new for us this year.
Very cool. So your robot has both a jig and those, I see those 2 light sensors at the front.
Yeah.
So that's how it does it have any other sensors to help it navigate?
We had a gyro last year, and we didn't see like the help with it
Okay.
as much. But we, Marshall actually worked on this a lot over programming to follow the line. It was really helpful because if we follow the line, the swing would be much easier to get and get on the bridge too.
Definitely, and then if your wheel slips or something, you'll still be able to get it. Could you show me how fast you can get these attachments on and off? Because I know that can be a big time sink when you're out on the table.
So, him and I are running this entire thing.
So
Okay.
when this completes, I usually hold them that far, and then I take this, I put this on, and then it does this mission. And I take
So he
this
puts
off,
mainly the attachments on, I line up the thing.
and then I put this on,
And we'll have our things preset into this.
and then we push all our things, and we just slide this off. And then we take this, and we push this on.
Okay.
And then
That's pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
All right. So is that all? Are those all the attachments you got then? Okay, neat.
We also have these new wheels
so
like
we-
that, Lego wheels.
These are Lego wheels. They don't say Lego, but they should.
Oh no, I have a set of those at home
Yeah.
actually. I remember those guys.
2000.
They look very futuristic. I
Yeah.
love them.
We actually had one on each side.
We actually had one on each side, but then when I was programming the bridge, I noticed that it was either like it was going too far to like right or go left, and I added like 2 wheels because we had multiple wheels, so I added double wheels on each side. So now even if it goes to the right a little bit, it still catches the left.
Okay. So can you guys tell me a little bit more about how you picked the missions you did? What was your strategy for getting the most points you could?
So early on, we tried to see what would be most convenient, but also at the same time getting points for us. So we were originally thinking we were gonna do traffic jam, but we thought it's a lot of effort, but only for 10 points. While if we spend a little more time in the circles, that gives us like 150.
Originally, we kind of did it off our interest, what we thought was cool, what we wanted to program. And later on, we kind of improved on thinking that if we did this, maybe we should take out that. Because like, in order to do the bridge, we can just let go of the traffic jam or something like that.
Okay. Did you write any of that down? Did you make a chart of how many points you were getting, how many you've gotten in tests?
Actually, in the book,
I'd love to see documentation.
We had a paper, we have papers that like works or it doesn't work, and these were
Okay.
yeah, for each of the missions, we have one or two papers.
Oh, very cool. I'm always happy to see that you've documented your
Yeah.
testing of the robot. What's the most points you've ever been able to get
I
with
think
this?
it was like 400.
400.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Wow.
That's a pretty amazing score. Now, I've got to ask you, are you always able to get 400 or?
No.
I think we have like our max is 400 something, but I think we have an average of like 350, 360.
Our challenge is like kind of stopping after getting in circles, after it comes back, we shouldn't grab it too early before it enters back into home.
Oh, so
That's
it's
why
not,
we get one touch penalty, and we're working on that.
okay. So it's not always the robot that makes
No.
mistakes. Maybe just a little more practice on the field will help you solve that.
That's what we've been working on last few weeks.
how many total missions did you try?
So
Out of
we
14?
did the crane, the circles.
3 circles.
We did four circles. 4 circles. We did swing, elevator, and then we went up there.
Okay.
Do you guys have any suggestions or feedback from the team?
Do you have any questions on the robot?
So the way you said like 400 is your max and 350 average. So like when you guys started, like with the first tournament to now, like what's
Yeah,
the
we
best worst?
We
Like
got 325 at our first group, or our first tournament.
cool.
Have you made improvements to the design since then?
Yes.
Very cool.
The wheels
Yeah, the
are
wheels
big.
are one of those.
Alright.
And like kind of small attachments, like for swing, we
Yeah,
changed the
this
bar
one
at the bottom.
And then our elevator used to be just like this thing that went right on the elevator, and it just came out and rammed into
It
it.
kind of got stuck in the middle between
But
the
then
elevator.
it gets stuck.
So we did make like improvements, yeah.
And the way you guys talked about in the presentation also, that was cool actually. First you had the,
Yes,
Ball
we had ball bearing
Right.
here, and then we took it off totally. And then we changed, these had rubber wheels on them, or
so how
tires.
come it is the ball bearing is still there then?
This,
The weight.
for weight,
The
because we
weight.
noticed when the robot would stop, we'd go like this, so we added some
okay.
weight, so it at least just not go as
Oh,
far.
that's cool.
So I've got a little bit of feedback for you. I think we've just got a couple minutes left. So I noticed when I was looking through your code, the first program had some really awesome comments on it, so telling you not just what each block did, but what the robot was doing during that. And I always like to see those because that's great if you've got new members coming in next year because they'll be able to tell what you did. I didn't see that for all of your programs though. Some of them you wrote it in my blocks. Some of them didn't have it. So I would encourage you to be as consistent as possible when you're programming your missions and make sure that they're all going. You're doing them all with the same standard. So you mentioned that you took your gyro sensor off from last year, and then you mentioned that the robot was having trouble driving straight on the bridge.
No, that was just because,
Oh.
We're kind of like trying to perfect this, so like it might veer off just a little if the color sensor doesn't hit the lines just right.
Okay.
because we took it off not because we just didn't want to try, but we took it off because we didn't have the time to learn it at that time, and competition was coming, and a robot like the gyro sensor, we had kind of figured it out, but it wasn't to the point where we had figured out that we could use it well.
Okay. That's fair. That happens a lot in engineering. You just don't have time to get the best solution. I do know there's probably some teams here who have gotten it working, and if you wanted to go talk to them and find out a little more, it sounds like it might help you get those last 50 points a little more consistently.
We actually talked to a few senior teams. They helped us.
Oh, wonderful.
And we're gonna keep trying to add more things.
Is there any super original feature on this robot that you want to show off?
I mean, I think our universal attachment, it's used for everything.
Okay.
So like last year, we like took it off, put another thing on, took it off, put another thing on. This is just used for like almost half the missions.
Yeah, forklifts are pretty useful.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the questions I had for you. I really, really like that you paired up your senior team members with some of the junior team members. Has that been for someone who's new? Has that been helpful? All right.
A lot helpful.
And I think I misheard in the beginning. Is it like which grades all in the team? First to what?
She's 5th, and then on Benedict 6th.
Yeah. 6
We're the 2 7th.
The 5th to 7th.
So-
It's mostly 6th grade.
And how many are like first time in FLL? Cool.
Well, we hope we can see you back next year. Thank you. Nice work today, and good luck on the robot.
Thank you.
Have a good day.